First of all, a big thank you to Mercedes for allowing us to use their brand today. Great experiences start with great content, and I'm excited today to take you through some key innovations in the Adobe Experience Cloud around personalization, optimization, and content velocity. Let's start in Adobe XD. We're going to be launching a new campaign for the Mercedes G-Class SUV. And as you can see here, Mercedes is engaging its audience across a number of different channels. We have the Mercedes Me magazine, the website, and the new mobile app. Each of these channels have different workflows and different content needs, but being able to manage them all in one place means that we can stay on brand and on message. I'm going to move across into Experience Manager now, where you can see we've gathered all of our assets together for this campaign that's being run. And I'll just draw your attention to this image up here in the top left. We've had some comments that for this campaign, it would be better to be more lush, more green, less deserty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Photoshop, put in my creative hat, and show you our first innovation. So for the first time as a creative, I'm able to browse the Experience Manager repository without ever leaving the tool that I'm in. I'm able to browse to the content that I'm looking for, actually check out the asset. That will bring the content locally to my device, where I can actually make the edits that have been requested. So let's do that. I'm going to save that back into the system. And with this check-in, I've eliminated one of the most tedious workflows between marketers and creatives. The download, upload, request changes, download, upload, request changes, back and forth, back and forth. With that click, that new content is now available instantly to both the creative and the Experience Clouds at the same time. So moving back into Experience Manager, I'm going to refresh the page. Just keep your eye on that icon at the top there, and you'll see it's instantly been updated. It's a real time saver. I'm now going to go into that content, and you'll see that what we've got down the left-hand side here is a version history. So we can see exactly how this asset changed over its life cycle. And I can actually, with a simple swipe, do a before and after on that image and see exactly that all my markups have been correctly applied. So the next thing we need to do, our core content's now ready to go. The next thing we need to do is prepare that content for the various channels it's going to go out through. And to do that, we're going to use a feature called Smart Crop. Smart Crop uses the power of Adobe Sensei to dynamically decide what the focal point of any image is, and then crop around that to presets that we've defined. And let's have a look at the kind of job it does. Click on Smart Crop, and you'll see it's actually done a really good job of identifying what the focal point is for these images. Obviously, it's the car. But as a marketer, I need to retain control. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tighten this one up and move it around the logo. Great. So that's our content ready to go. Mercedes previously would have had to edit this file 4 times to create this content, and here they haven't even had to open it. So the next thing I'm going to do is now we've got our content ready to go, let's execute it through our digital channels. And to do that, we're going to use a feature that we introduced last year called Experience Fragments. Experience Fragments are a great way of managing all of your content across all of your digital channels in one place. And you can see here, we've got our homepage hero, we've got a mobile app hero, we've got various mobile sites, and even social channels managed all from one location. We've even got in-venue digital signage that can be managed from the same place. Now, the actual experience fragment itself consists of an image, a headline, some text, and a call to action. We actually just want to swap out the image with the one we were working on before. And here it is. I can just click and drag that across. That's instantly updated. And now it's ready to go to our execution channel, which in this case is Adobe Target. Now, another new innovation I'm excited to show you is we're now able to publish directly to Adobe Target straight from this menu. No other clicks required. Clicking Activate. Within seconds, that content is now available to our optimization team in Adobe Target. But not only this content, potentially all the other content managed by Experience Manager is also available to the Target team, potentially hundreds of new experiences. Next, I'm going to finish this off. I'm now in Adobe Target, and we can see that our experience optimization team have already created a number of experiences for the homepage. I'm going to create a new one, And as I change this content out, I'd just like you to notice how embedded into this workflow the Experience Manager content is. If I right-click, I've now got the option Swap with Experience Fragment, and that's the content we've just been working on, instantly available to target. I'm going to select that, click Done. My content's ready to go. Next, I can work on my targeting strategy. So who's going to see what content? Right now, it's set to a randomized A/B split test. But we can be a bit more intelligent. If I select AutoTarget, again, we're going to use the power of Adobe Sensei and its online models, behavioral models, contextual models, even historical models, to determine what's the best content we can put in front of each segment. And that will change over time as the analytics come in. Next, I can see exactly how my campaign's performing over time. But to really drill a level deeper, I can open up the automated segments report. Now, what this is showing me is for each segment, which of the experiences that are resonating most strongly. And these may be segments that we hadn't even considered. So in this case, the age 24 to 25 to 34-year-old segment, experiences B and C seem to be resonating most strongly. Finally, we can lift the lid on the models that are being applied here and see what are the attributes that are having the greatest impact on our conversion. Now, we can take this knowledge, apply it back into Target, and use that knowledge to really drive our conversion goal, which in this case is actually getting our customers to sign up for a test drive. So over time, the customer's experience of the brand becomes much more relevant and much more contextual. Now, what I'd like to do is hand over to my colleague Armin, who's going to continue this journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Alistair. And hello, everyone. What I'm going to show you now is how to orchestrate customer experiences at the individual level using Adobe Campaign, the leading email and cross-channel campaign management solution. So let's get straight into this. Here you can see in Campaign, we've got a central place where we can create customer journeys using multiple touch points. I can use both online and offline channels. Now, in this example, Mercedes wants to target their known customers, those individuals who have expressed interest in the new G-Class car, and then they want to send them a sequence of communications. The reason for that is to really get them into the dealership. Now, they want to start these communications off with an email. Now, we know that building emails can be time-intensive as well as a complex process. And for that reason, last year, we announced an integration with Adobe Campaign and Adobe Dreamweaver, which enabled marketers to code their emails. But now, what if you don't have any coding expertise? That's why this year we've taken it a level deeper. We've created a new capability called the Email Message Designer that enables marketers to build emails without even a single line of code. Let me show you how that works. Here in the Email Message Designer, you can see I've started to assemble my email content, things like the header, the footer, and every other part of this email. I've done this by leveraging a number of content components, content structures, as well as content fragments. Now, if I want to add to this email, because of course I haven't finished it, I can simply choose firstly the structure that I want and drag that into the area that I want to add that content. Then, all I have to do is decide on what I want to put into each area. So, of course, I want to drive people to a local dealership. So I'm going to use this piece of content. And then, of course, the G-Class car. After all, that's the car that we want to promote, right? And there you go. With just a couple of clicks, a couple of swipes, my email's built, and I'm ready to move on. So the next step is likely going to be that I want to make sure that this email is rendering across all of my digital touchpoints and different devices. After all, consumers have desktops, mobile devices, etc. And again, I can do this all in the same screen. So I can click on Preview, and I can see on the left-hand side what the email looks like in my desktop. And on the right-hand side, I can see the same email, this time rendered for a mobile device. Now, this capability is going to save marketers so much time and effort in building highly personalized emails that they can send out to their consumers. So that's great. I can now send this email out. But of course, it's not just going to end there. I now want to see how this email has performed. And of course, I can do this in Campaign again. So here, you can see I've got some operational reports, some dashboards. I can measure whatever KPIs that are important to me. For example, how many people this email has been sent out to, and how they have responded when they've received this email. Now, on top of this, I can enrich this report with additional business insight. For example, the top contributing countries. So I can see how this campaign has performed across different regions, all in one place. Now, any of these metrics can also be shared across to Adobe Analytics so that the entire business can also leverage these KPIs and metrics, of course. So let's have a look at that. And you'll notice something as I go into Analytics. The screens are very similar. This is what Adobe is doing to unify our UIs across all of our products so that you, as our customers, as marketers, also get a consistent user experience. And here you can see those insights that I shared from my email performance are here for me to look at. But now I can take it further. I can enrich this same report with additional first, second, and third-party data, but also across all of my other digital touch points. So I can get a holistic view of how this campaign has performed across all of my marketing efforts beyond email. So for Mercedes, it was all about that ultimate customer experience. They wanted to take prospects and turn them into loyal customers and into brand advocates. They also wanted them, of course, to buy the new G-Class car. Now, on the creative side, on the technical side of things, they wanted to manage everything from the creative, the optimization, and then the orchestration as well as the measurement. They wanted to do this simply and easily. They could only have achieved this end-to-end with the Adobe Experience Cloud. Thank you very much.